Do you ever want to play a board game but there's no one around? Well, that's why I created this Dice at Dusk series, Solo Board Games. Each episode is going to be 2 parts. There's going to be a review-ish part and some thoughts from other people, a general overview of the game and how to play. And then the second part is going to be a full playthrough. We're going to try to get through a full game of all of these games. Some might be longer than others. But that's what this series is for you guys that want to play solo board gaming, but you don't really know what to pick up. Or I always have, you know, a problem. I work an off schedule, so people aren't always around. So I like getting some of these games to the table. So the first game that we're going to talk about is Friday. Friday is a 100% solo game, so there's no multiplayer in it. It will just be you playing Friday. And what Friday's doing, or what you are doing, is guiding Robinson Crusoe through a deserted island, trying to complete tasks, and really you're trying to help him become smarter and better. I do enjoy this game. The game is very hard, but it is fun to play. And I reach out to my solo board gaming group that I'm a part of, and let's see what some people said about this game. First, I have John Guerin here, who said, "It's a game of self-discovery, sacrifice, and survival. The game is so unforgiving to those who don't take risks and don't plan ahead. I give this game a 3 out of 3 hour tours." Well, John, I do not think ahead. So when I do this playthrough, I promise you we're probably going to lose. The second one I have here is Corey Mayo. He said, "Mastering this game was like becoming fluent in a new language." I definitely agree what Corey Mayo said about this, because it is a game that's very hard and almost impossible to master. There is luck in it, so whenever there's luck, I guess it's impossible to master a luck, but there's a luck game. But there are ways that, as you'll see, that you are going to make your character better and hopefully, you know, beat the final boss in this. In this case, it's a pirate ship. Both of these comments were great. They were spot on. I definitely agree with both of them. But let's get into this and show you how to play. So this is the setup for Friday. Friday has a few different decks that you'll be using. You have this deck, which is your deck. It's your Robinson Crusoe fighting deck. These are basically the abilities that you start with. You know you start with them because there's just this little wooden fence here. So these are all your starting cards that your deck. As you can see, none of them are very good. You have one here that's pretty good, but that's about it. Now you'll be using these cards to try and complete these cards, which are your hazard cards. Now these cards have 2 different purposes. First, it's the hazard. This is what you're going to be trying to complete. Each thing, this is how many cards that you would be drawing to try and complete it. These are the numbers that you're going to be needing to get with your numbers up here, your little fighting value number. So these are going to change throughout the game. As you make your way through this deck and you're fighting all of these, when you complete it, you're going to advance this phase track here. So right now it's green. To start the game, it's green. And then it would be yellow. After you complete it, you'd put these cards. When you complete it again, it would be red. And then after you complete it the last time, you go on to your final boss or pirate fight. These pirate cards, there's a few different ones here. You're going to randomly select these at the beginning of the game and not look at it. So you don't know what this is until you get to it, if you get to it. Like I said before, this is a pretty difficult game. So there's been times I didn't even get to this boss fight. The other card here are aging cards. These are cards that symbolize you aging. They're real bad cards. They have bad effects, and as you get older, as you can see the gray beard and gray hair compared to the black beard and black hair, these are you getting older, and they're going to come into your deck periodically. When I say periodically, it's set. So you're going to be using all of your cards here, and when you complete this, it even says here you add one aging card at the end of it. So when you complete your deck, you're going to add that aging card and shuffle it in. So now that would be a part of it. But to start, there are no aging cards. Now a round goes like this. You're going to flip over two of your cards, your hazard cards, and you're going to select one of them. So, seeing how you know that your beginning round is going to be pretty, you know, shady, if I can use that, you're going to want to go for, you know, an easier card. These are exactly the same for difficulty. The only difference is what you would get if you do get it. So these cards, if you complete it, are going to be going into your deck. That's the second purpose of this card. So you have your little fighting value number up in the top left, and then some of them will give you an ability. So this is one time destroy, which just means if there's a card out here that you don't want, so you had these cards, you could destroy this card by tapping this if you drew it, and then get rid of that card. But we'll go for this one, the one that gives us the special ability. Doesn't give us as much, you know, fighting value, but it does give us this, so we might be able to use this one time destroy. So what you do is you discard this one. We'll be seeing this again when we reshuffle this deck, and then you draw your cards. So we can draw two cards. So we're going to draw one, which is a 0, I'm weak, and 2, I'm weak again. So that's, we did not pass this. Now, what we can do two different things. We could just say, forget about it, we lost. In that case, you have to make up the difference in your life tokens. So we lost by 1, we would have to get rid of 1 life token, and then this would go into the discard pile. Now these, for every life token that you give up, you can get rid of one of these cards. So you can, it's gone for the rest of the game. So we gave up 1 and we'll get rid of 1 of them, and that won't be coming back into our deck. But this will go into our discard pile, and we'll do a second round. So we flip over another one, which is a 0. And there we go. So we need a 0 for this one and a 2 for this one. Now this one's easier. It does give us a copy ability, which would allow us to copy one card that's already out if we were to draw this one in our deck. And this one would give us this +1 card, which just allows us to draw a second card for free. Another card for free. It wouldn't go towards your value that you need. So I'm going to do the +1 card. It's a little harder to get, but I think that this is a good card to have. So now we do that again, but now we can draw 3 cards. So you draw 1, which is a -1. I was distracted. We draw 2. I was weak again. Like I said, these cards are pretty bad. And now I'm distracted again, which is -2 total. And I needed a 2. So I have 4 that I have to make up for my life tokens. Now what I could do, I could spend one of these and draw another card. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to eat it, spend my 4 life tokens. And then because I got rid of 4 of those life tokens, I can get rid of up to 4 cards of these normal cards. There's only 3 here, so I'm going to get rid of all of them. So I'm like learning not to do something again. That's basically what it is. Like you stick your hand in the toaster, you burn yourself. So now I'm trying to learn never to do that again. And this is just going to keep going just like this. You're going to keep going until you finish this deck. And then you're going to add your aging card in there. Now I'm going to pretend I shuffled it. And your aging cards, right? So you would draw 2 cards again. And this has, you need to get a 1 and you need, or a 2. And you draw 3 cards. So let's do this. We'll go for the one that you draw 3 cards and we need a 2. So we draw this aging card, which is bad. It's the ability. It doesn't give us anything, and it says highest card equals 0. So now, no matter what we draw a 0, right? So everything's going to equal 0. So I'm going to just stop there, because you can stop whenever you want. You don't have to go after this. You can just stop. I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to lose by 2. Now these aging cards, you need to use 2 life points in order to get rid of them and get them out of your deck. So because I lost by 2, I got rid of 2 of these life tokens, then I can get rid of this card. If I only lost by 1, then I would not be able to, but I could get rid of one of the normal cards, any other card but the aging card. And again, you're going to do this over and over and over again until hopefully you get to the boss fight. Now the boss fight is similar to cards like this, where this is how many cards you can draw, and this is the amount that you need to beat it. And that's it. Hopefully, you know, by the time you get here, you have a lot of these different abilities that will allow you to get more cards and you know, just beat this guy. But yeah, that's it. That's a quick run through. It's a pretty easy game. Now let's pull you back up. So that's how you play Friday. Friday is one of my go-to games for solo games. That's why I did choose it to do the first episode. It's my go-to for a few different reasons. It's easy to play. It is easy to get to a table because it's so small. It's pretty much self-explanatory. The rule book in it is really good. There's going to be some abilities that I still go back and check and see what it does, or what I have to do, or what I can do with them. It is fun to play. Like I said, it's easy to play, but it's still difficult. The game itself is difficult. If you're not into, I guess, like a pressure luck type game, because that's kind of what this is. It's a pressure luck. It's like, do I spend a little more life point, or one more life point, try to get another card out, or do I, you know, just say I lost and move on? And for that, it's fun and it's easy. And I do recommend this if you want to get it to your table to play solo. It is good. But make sure you watch episode 2, and I'll do the full playthrough of this game. And hopefully we beat it. But until next time, keep playing games.